they can only hire clowns, you know? What is it? Pay peanuts, get monkeys?
What? I never heard that.
Oh, I thought it was an English saying.
I have never heard that one, Jack. But it makes sense.
Maar dus and not to
Why not get elephants though? I mean.
Denise and Marlo, you are now listening to the Drunken Monks podcast.
Yo. We're still friends, people.
What's good, Marlo?
We're still friends. What's up, Denise? Hi.
Hi.
We're back. We're back again. Another week, another Rum Locker episode of season 5 of... Wait a minute. My name is Marlo Brown.
Denise Faber.
We are...
The Drunken Monks.
There we go. See, I didn't mess it up this time. Welcome back.
Thank you. Welcome back to you.
You look nice. Doesn't
Thank you. I've been styled by my personal stylist.
That's a nice shirt that you got on, man.
Cassandra B. Check it out.
Yeah, toch. Like, she got like an Instagram page and everything, yo.
Yep.
But anyway. Like last week was a little bit intense, but it was good. Like, it was intense, but it was good, and it was civil.
It was civil.
That was the main thing. I didn't get out of pocket. You didn't get out of pocket, and it was...
We're saving that for tonight.
Maybe. I think maybe one of the subjects we can get a little weird about, but...
All right.
We'll see. But speaking of subjects, before that we get into it, what are we drinking this evening?
We're drinking Annabay.
Of course.
Annabay White. We mixed it with passion fruit.
Passion fruit juice.
Juice.
Even though there's a passion fruit rum right there too, like as well. But passion fruit, we were advised.
Yes, we wanted to mix the passion fruit with passion fruit juice. But then...
it might blow our minds from all the flavor.
They felt it would be a little intense because the juice is already flavorful. So then you have a nice, smooth white rum to balance it all out.
And I have to admit, it does, the recommendation was good.
Yes, get yours today.
Yeah, man, for sure. Thanks to Annabay, thanks to everybody. Shout outs to Debbie, to Christian, to Yayo, and the whole, Annabay team. And we are going to jump into it right now.
Yummy, yeah.
Yeah, man, just one time. So, a little bit of old news by the time this comes up, but for us, when we're recording right now, it's fairly fresh. Saw a thing on the news in the States. A young lady by the name of Miss Carlee Russell.
Yes.
Apparently, she was... The correct term is went missing, because it's under investigation now as to what exactly happened and what and so. But... The first part of this thing broke when she was calling with a girlfriend, I believe, and what happened was that during a call she was driving, and in that drive she was on the highway, and then to her girlfriend she started to explain that she saw a baby or a toddler on the side of the highway.
She called 911 and then she called the girlfriend of her brother.
All right.
But so she explained both the same story.
Right, okay.
Yes, the story was she saw a toddler.
Right. And then so this is the accounts that was given by her. Or rather that was a last known thing of her, and it was a big story that blew for a couple of days, and then literally a couple of days later she pops up. She's in front of her mother's door, and the family is asking for, a little bit of peace and quiet in this time and all of that type of thing. Again, understandable for the circumstances that it seems to be under. But yesterday, something broke where news reporters double-checked her search history. And the search history had things like, is an Amber Alert free? What are the penalties for forgery and this and that, how response times and that type of thing, and so, and her searches, if you had to go off of that as evidence and not circumstantial or even hearsay, counselor, unless I had a couple of years of law school as well, no, but if you go off of it as actual evidence and not circumstantial, it does seem a little damning that she might have had a different intent or whatnot.
It's weird. It's weird that a couple of days before you go missing and miraculously appear within 2 days, in 49 hours she came back. Nothing is known. You dropped off the face of the earth for 49 hours, and days before you were searching about Amber Alerts. You were searching all kind of things that seem to have to do with hoe noem je dat? Disappearing. And she googled search or weet ik veel wat, something of Taken, the film.
Right.
Dus, ik weet niet, het is allemaal bij elkaar genomen, it's weird.
That combined with the fact that the cops have said that there's little to no evidence of any toddler being missing at all. There were no alerts that were given out. There were no in the county and the town that she's from, and all of that and one. So it's a bit of a it's starting to smell like a Jussie Smollett type of situation. But this
Smollett, which for people who will say wie heeft het over? Yeah.
Jussie Smollett, but anybody in the know knows when I say Juicy Smollett. But anyway, but even that is a joke, right? I hate the fact that this leans into a little bit of my cynicism right now.
See, because what are you feeling and what are you thinking?
So I don't trust nobody. This is my problem. Historically, crimes that were reported by black women in the States, in the South, underreported or underdiagnosed or wait to fill or under investigated or whatnot. So the cops, historically, I don't trust, right? And especially in that particular sense. Jussie Smollett, whatever the fuck. But him and that whole thing has me where somebody could try to put it on for clout or whatever. That's another one. You want to believe your sister. You want to believe your sister. That's another force that's trying to pull you. And I won't say in a lie. Do you used to watch Law and Order SVU?
Yeah, man, that was my favorite thing ever.
So does this not look like the first 15 minutes of that episode where this happened, the person did this, they were fucked up, but then you realize there's a bigger fucked up story in the back of it somewhere.
Yeah.
Where you'd find out, that she and her boyfriend did plan it, but then the boyfriend took her to be gang raped, and now she come back really kind of fucked up, and she got no way to make the case of that. That is what I feel could be happening, Dread. I don't know. And
I just don't understand, why would you make something up like this? If you want to disappear for God's sakes.
No, but it's not.
Why are you gonna go such elaborate?
Because you don't follow the things that I follow, but for a long time, a lot of the podcasts, a lot of the different influencer voices that I listen to, they all say the same thing. Clout is the new currency. Not even respect, just attention, negative or positive, but attention is the new thing. And if you feel like you got enough attention, you could do things. You could do this or that. The cash me outside, How about that? Homegirl's a millionaire now, dude. I mean,
she cannot capitalize on this.
You never know, dog.
I don't know. It's a strange story.
She ain't a bad looking sister, dude. OnlyFans is always there, dude. Dude, meet the bitch that lied. Whoever. Dog is. But I hate that my first instinct is not poor girl and they found her and is she okay? My first instinct is my first instinct in everything is who's playing me. Which
everything? Or in this case?
In this case in particular, because when the case broke, I thought that too. Boy, let me not hear something stupid about this. Because you had a couple of cases too where by Voorbeeld, you had about 2 years ago, you had this case where this Sacramento couple, and I could have the place wrong, but at least it was in California. Don't want to know. And they were filming themselves helping a homeless guy.
Yeah.
And they helped a homeless guy to the point where they did a GoFundMe. A lot of money was raised. They had pledged to give him the money and this and that and whatnot. It was a big thing. A couple of months later, the homeless guy went to sue them because apparently they were all in on it. And he didn't get his cut. And they dog, come on, man. Things like that is where I'm a little, and that's why too, while I don't agree with it, I can understand why people take a look at Mr. Beast a little wrong. I don't know if you know about that.
No.
We spoke about it maybe on the podcast, but Mr. Beast is easily the biggest influencer, content creator, podcast, whatever the fuck.
Okay.
Right? Like that new media type of thing, right? Yeah. He's the biggest one by and large.
He just talks about different things.
No. Oh. What he does, I don't know how he got there, but what he does is that he has parlayed his fame and attention and platform into doing these stunts now. And these stunts include, like, he gave 10,000 people sight about 6 months ago, maybe 9 months ago. Like, he paid the, like there's a little...
okay.
Like there's an operation which can help a lot of people that have like some kind of a form like a cataract or whatnot. Yeah. It's a simple like operation, but a lot of people who are poorer cannot get to it, and so they would have to live with blindness. And he literally paid for all of them to see. But the one thing, he wants to tape it. Like, you know, like how like Oprah used to do with the Angel. Like, you know, that kind of network, and like how back in the day, like, used to see, the extreme home makeover type of So think that, but less cheesy stuff. And that's what he has done. But a lot of people have come up and said, like, yo, Dread, that he's just exploiting like people's kind of misery to get like.
But you kind of are.
Hence me saying I can understand what they're saying, but I don't want to believe it. Like for something like that, because it's one thing to like, you know, like try to give a homeless dude like $100 and tape it to one and so. But if you're literally taking time to do 10,000 people, to give them hearing, to give them sight, to do this a little bit different, that a little different and one and so. Even if he is, Lord damn it, he's earned it, is what I feel, right? Like at that point, then my cynicism goes down a bit. Like, maybe it's a dick move, maybe it's a you know, but fuck, like the net good is a little bit bigger than the.
Yeah, okay.
You know I mean?
Okay.
Which allows him to repeat that if it goes on, because the more cash he gets, the more like he does that type of thing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and with this one, I kind of heard the story broke, but I didn't pay it much attention. And very quickly, before she was found, I already saw stories or rumors from, hey, something's up. And I think it's the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Right. In the States, there's a big national organization focused on kids who are missing and kidnapped and weet ik veel. Right. Came out and made a statement and said, this is not a known MO for child trafficking, or not child trafficking, for trafficking rings. No, I don't know. No, I don't remember which organization. Sorry, exact... missing children's organization, but it was a big renowned national organization, and they came out and said, "Hey, this is not a known tactic of kidnapping people. Right. Just using a toddler besides the road." Right, and I thought, like, it's strange that they would now have to make a public statement. And then I saw more stories or more vroom vroom, and I went to look, and then I saw people saying, but this is again, black women are never believed this, that, and the other. Yeah. And now I understand why there was vroom vroom, because from the get-go, the story was strange. So people question it. But because of the optics and because of the strange race relations historically in the States, it's weird. It could not have gone right in touchy. Any direction, zeg maar.
It's weird and it's like kind of touchy.
But then because I was like, I asked you, why do you want to talk about this? And then you said, because she kind of is putting us, like, same with the Jussie, whatever his last name is, she's putting us back again, us black people. But I'm thinking, can you put the onus on one person?
No, I mean, I guess it's something that you say more than you think about, because of the feeling like, Jesus Christ, like here we go again. Like, here's the ammo for bad actors to use against us. You know what I mean? But can I put the onus on one person? No, because if you're being honest about it, those that don't like us are already predispositioned to not like us. And while I do believe in kumbaya and talking to a person and changing their mind and dialogue and all of that, practicality, reality, anecdotally, I know that a lot of people, they've made up their mind before they even want to engage. You understand what I mean? Like one thing, and like it's something that I mean, it doesn't always look that way, but it's something that I appreciate about me and you is that yell we may yell, but we're also yelling and we're also willing to hear you, and we're also willing to like let us blast out first. Yeah. Leave us get it out the way first, but then after like we've tuckered ourselves out, then we could like hear what that you have to say. But they got people that will never move from their stance. Yeah. Like it's something that Tuvala, like a friend of mine, love her to death. Like she's also like a good like arguer, like one of so. But I told her that her key weakness is that she always thinks that the other person is arguing in good faith. And meanwhile, and that's my problem with all of this is like, I don't know who has good faith anymore. I can't tell. Historically, you could have depended on the police, this and that, the nurses, this and that, whatever, to make a statement or an argument or something in good faith. It has been proven left and right for different kind of cases. Not always the case because why? These people are human too. Okay, fine. But then there's very little people that you can point to and say, "Hey, Leicester, yeah, like I could trust what that person is saying implicitly, and I could trust that they're arguing, even if they're arguing, but I know that they're arguing on their stance, not on they know they're wrong on like willful ignorance and stuff. You know what I mean?
But is it problematic?
I mean, how the fuck are we gonna get forward?
I mean, we're living in an age
how in the fuck are we gonna get forward?
Of fake news. Alleen de naam al, fake news. I mean, back in the day, inderdaad, news was supposed to be objective and it had authority. And weet je, I think this is just a sign of the times. If we live in amongst all these conspiracy and all this nonsense.
So, I have a weird thought, like how like you just like that perspective that you just brought out, and I guess this would be my last point before like I give you the final word. Something that a lot of news organizations have been saying, or rather a lot of journalists have been saying, prominent journalists that do their job well, that try to act in good faith. They say, listen, stop checking for global news, stop checking for this and that news or what and so. Local news, more than anything, needs your dollars. Local news is where you have verifiable facts. People could see what is being reported upon and could challenge and could this and that. And then dan ga je weer uitbreiden als een soort van, if you want to build a news like organization like again, right? In that same way as a citizen is what I would say, not to turn a blind eye to what the world is doing. I mean, you got to be informed some way, right? But I do think that the onus of, and like it comes back to what like we talked about like last week when you said that your colleagues were tot en met, like what doing the LGBTQ? What's your government doing here? What is your, like your unions doing here? What is your agriculture doing here? Like you got all the energy for a Miss Nederland that go and sleep not knowing your name, you know what I mean? But you know hers, right? But that's a thing.
Valid, yeah.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So all the energy that you're putting into this or that, focus it local, and in that you get your verifiable like as well. If somebody reports on, like Isla is going to hire back like 10,000 people, Isla will call and say, nigga, no, we never said that. And they could, like go like back and forth or whatever. You check what I mean? That you have the verifiable in front of you. The conspiracy theories then go to the wayside if you got energy for here. That's my last. I'm sorry. You don't know how to respond to that.
No, because you said a lot of things that I wanted to jump on and I forgot half of them already. Yeah, no, I wanted to say, can we not make a point? Yes, I get it. Focus on your local news and support your local news outlets, your local media, yes. Maar is there not something to be said also about our connection with the global? Like everything that happens in the world scale in the world has an effect on us. Yeah. The Ukraine-Russia war has also implications for us. We already saw major spikes in pricing. Everything went up.
Especially grain.
Grain especially. Yeah, look at your local news. Maar that doesn't explain the bigger context in which we live.
Right.
And especially, I feel, in a small state, in a small society, I think you have to be extra vigilant of your context, because I think we are very much susceptible and we feel the shocks of things that happen out there way worse than bigger countries.
Right.
So I think it's great and necessary to contextualize, and I don't know how good a local news organization can do that. Right. I mean, they are also depending on other news outlets internationally to bring us the news.
Yes. Yeah.
Dus dat. En wacht, before we go. Yes, you say do the news locally, and that is something that we can verify. But we Curaçaoians are not interested in the truth. If you read the newspapers, if you listen to the radio, all kind of bullshit being portrayed every day. They interview, not even interview, they give mics to politicians and just leave them rant and not asking one single critical question.
Like no kind of follow-up, something like that.
No, so you can, in theory, you can verify, but nobody's interested in the verification. So we're spouting all kind of nonsense and taking that as fact. So, yeah, this local news thing, to me, it also depends on the quality of your journalists and of your networks. And that's going to be a vicious circle. Want you can say, because they are underfunded, they can only hire clowns, you know? What is it? Pay peanuts, get monkeys?
What? I never heard that.
Oh, I thought it was an English saying.
I have never heard that one, Jack. But it makes sense.
Maar dus, and not to
why not get elephants though? I mean,
yeah, okay. How good are elephants with analyzing the news? Maar, nee, I'm not. I don't want to talk shit on journalists, because believe me, there are a couple of good ones. We all know them. Shout out to Nelly.
Hey, now, so yo man, what's good?
So there are good ones, and there are educated ones, and there are the ones that are objective and want to do the proper analysis and all these things.
Right.
Maar er zijn ook zoveel that aren't worth shit. So I find it a hard argument to make.
Do you watch local news, just as a last point? Do you watch like local news?
I stopped watching local news, but I do listen to local news and talk shows in the car and to and from work, which is 10 minutes. Dus I get snippets.
Really. Yeah, you get a little piece of this or that. No, hey. Doom and gloom is back. Hey.
Season of doom and gloom, everybody.
And gloom.
And you get doom and gloom. And you get doom and gloom. And you get doom and gloom. And you get doom and gloom.
I mean, not everybody.
Okay, well, we'll be right back with more doom and gloom.
Maybe less.
Okay, less doom and gloom.
Less. All right, guys.
Live, laugh, and let loose with Annabay Club and the Drunken Monks. We are back.
You just read that off the back of the book.
Yeah. That is a nice slogan.
Live, laugh, and love. Yeah.
Nah, let loose.
Live, laugh, and let loose. Yeah. Although you could fall in love with the stuff.
Yeah. And then you wake up and the kater is voorbij, and then, oh no.
And then you let loose.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh no, this wasn't love. No.
But I did laugh, though.
Yes.
Hey, Denise, we're back.
Yes, we're back.
Straight into it. This I think that you got something.
Yes. Tula. You know who Tula is?
I know. Well, for all intents and purposes, yes. I won't say I know before Tyrone or somebody comes after me. Like, what you think you know, my man? Like, you know. No,
call him.
Basically.
Yes.
No, but yes, Tula, historical figure in the enslaved people's story of Curaçao. Was the leader of Verzet.
A rebellion, yes.
Yeah, can
1795.
1795. All right, boom.
See, so he led the biggest, in ieder geval, recorded revolt in Curaçao. Yeah. He was put to death, and we see him, he was declared a national hero.
There you go.
Okay, so Tula, this is also herdenkingsjaar, so the year commemoration of the past of slavery or the abolition of slavery, whatever, where we're commemorating something to do with slavery.
Right.
And because of this year, a statue that was made of Tula in 1973, so 50 years ago, by a Dutch artist named Toos Hagenaar.
That sounds Dutch.
Ja, Tante Toos.
Toos Hagenaar,
wow. Tante Toos heeft de Tula gemaakt.
Yo, so
and she wanted to donate, and I think, you know, how art has to come back and all these things. I don't know if it's per se in that kader, but in any case, the Tula that Tante Toos made, they were planning.
Say that 5 times real fast. The Tula that Tante Toos made. But yeah, man, go ahead.
The Tula that Tante Toos made. The Tula that Tante Toos made.
You don't have to prove it, my man.
Your woman, was set to come back to Curaçao, and the idea was to place Tula, the statue, in town, in Punda, Willemstad, capital of Curaçao, in Punda, somewhere.
All right.
And the statue, and it has cost a lot of vroom vroom, this is my word for the night, a lot of heisa, a lot of baina, a lot of commotion, because this Tula statue is naked. It's a statue of an African man naked. And everybody's up in arms and, oh my God,
who is everybody? Who's everybody? Like the local populace?
The local populace.
Local populace.
The people on internet. And in the radio. Well, local populace. Everybody's complaining about the naked Tula.
But is it a guaranteed thing that this thing is going to be put in town? Or?
No, I think the government now asked the commission. I don't know if it's the Slavery Heritage Commission, one of the commissions that does a lot with the slavery past, for their opinion about this statue. And now people have to give their opinion. Everybody's giving their opinion, and Facebook and all the social media and radio shows are just going crazy.
Okay, but then, and that's the context. And we're done?
So can we have a naked Tula in town? Is it legitimized to be outraged about the Tula that's naked?
Okay, maybe that would be my other question before I start. What are they outraged about? Exactly?
Now, okay, wait. I asked my uncle, who knows a lot about everything that has to do with slavery, and he said in 1973 already there was an outrage that this lady made the statue, and the two points at that time were the issue. It was a Dutch woman, and he was naked.
But again, what is the naked God? I mean, in 1973, like, I get it.
No, we talked about it last week. We are weird about sex.
Right.
And you said it in shows before. We are crazy. Like, sex is ew.
Okay, good.
So that was the issue back then.
But that's what I'm trying to figure out, that if that's it now too as well.
So then it was decided in 1973, okay, commotion moeilijk allemaal. Yeah. We send the statue to Holland. So the statue has been put somewhere in Holland, in Groningen, even the farthest place that you can go. It was there in Groningen, but Tante Toos...
Friesland toch?
Ja, oké. Maar Tante Toos zei, she in her yard, in haar voortuin, I think in Winschoten, she had a miniature statue, the same statue, of een blote Tula. En dat was gewoon in her yard, gewoon in een Nederlandse gewone straat.
Gewoon een dorpje. En zo.
So Tula was stayed away for 50 years, and now, because of the commemoration and everything, they thought, let's bring Tula back, let's place him in town. And now people are saying again, the most hurt critique and the biggest the biggest issue for people is that he's naked. En daarna nog steeds that it's made by a white Dutch woman. How are we supposed to feel about this?
No, I can't tell you how I feel about it, because I have sympathy, not empathy. I have sympathy with the local populace and those 2 points. I have sympathy with it. Like,
well, what is the issue? That he's naked.
Look, you... okay, let me not say you, because I always like to drag you like in my shit. I like symbolism. I'm a big fan of this shit, right? And I can imagine that for anybody that wants to seek pride in your symbols and whatnot, you can't have your symbols be quote unquote shameful. I'm not saying that it's shameful. It is shameful. I'm saying that for the observer that is arguing about this, it's a shameful state of being.
And some people also find that his dick is too small. Mark, continue.
Double trouble. You know what I mean? But just that whole, weird, this, that, whatever. Nakedness demands insight. Nakedness within art demands a certain amount of engagement with the art. You have to think about it. You have to dissect it. You have to look over it. Even if you're not an art consumer, really, like, I think that one was like Monet in 1940. Like if you're not that person, it still demands this is why a lot of shocking things have nakedness in them, whether it's erotic or not. You check what I mean? I think that to come back to what we were talking about like last week, because of the weirdness of it all, and because of the oddness of just not being able to enjoy the naked body for what it is, and double trouble, you have such a revered symbol within the good or bad, but I think people at least respect Tula, right? Like people, even his detractors that are like, Tula taught me like Ellis taught me. No. Come on, man.
There are two things. I can follow what you're saying about the symbolism. Because at first, when the story broke, I thought, are we seriously, like, is this even an issue? And I can think of 50 million statues that are naked. And then I was like, okay, maybe that's Eurocentric of me. Okay.
Yeah, it kind of is, because the statue of David was the first thing that popped in my mind.
I thought of all the Greek statues.
Yeah.
Italian statues.
Yeah. But
they're naked.
But it's the sensibility. But this is why I come back down basically to it. It's the sensibility of the time. When Greek antiquity was on the rise, when the Renaissance came back around and took all that and went into so, there was an appreciation of at least the style of the human body, anatomy, learning things, all because it went hand in hand with other things.
Sure.
Like it's not just we put in art and there's a dick. No, we're slowly but beautifully learning about medicine, about man's place with God and all and philosophy. So reverence of man came back into art. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
But like that was like, that's just naked, and we're doing bigger things. But here now, folks again came up Puritan, came up Christian, came up
annoying.
Dude, you from like you as a woman from like what 3 years old, 4 years old, you had to hide your shit. Like you can't be walking around in a panty no more. No, your cousin here, like whatever. Like,
well, Mom, I got news for you.
It hot. And I got titties at 4 years old. I got, but I don't know. No, like
no. Okay, right, yes. Right. Okay, so first I was like, ugh. But then I've at work again. So, like, okay, sorry. I'm thinking, okay, how mundane are my colleagues and I? Because no, we discuss everything that's in the news. That's just what we do for lunch, and we have these crazy discussions.
Like to blow off steam.
But people were upset about this thing, and as people were talking, my colleagues saw, like on social media, it's been going on, and on the radio call-in shows, people were very upset. But now I was listening to my colleagues, and I thought, okay, they have a point. They were saying what my colleagues' issues is that all our national heroes in town, in ieder geval, are clothed. You have Brion. I don't want to argue the validity of or the
Brion
level of
or
their
Pierre
or
or
I don't want to think it's the level of national hero.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're a national hero.
Or how pure they are.
We can debate that.
Yes.
But let's put it like, but they said all our national heroes in town. Maar let's say all the statues in town are on the ones in prominent places are portrayed very royally, very statig, very.
Yeah.
Weet je wel?
A lot of gravitas, like a lot of heft.
And then it would be weird, and ik dacht, okay, that's a good point, that our real hero, well, eventjes...
Son of the soil.
Yeah.
Son of the people.
A black hero, ook
black
nog
man.
even erbij zeggen,
Yeah.
would then be naked. So I thought, okay, valid point, and that speaks to what you were saying of the symbolism. Okay, granted. Then I was also thinking of the Chichi in town, which was also a big hoopla when Chichi came. Well, it's a statue of a big busted black woman.
Yeah.
Very big boobs.
We use it in the eye catcher when we switch between us and the sponsor. I have a picture of one that's right there. So yeah.
But and I see how tourists or people, let me not put it on tourists, like how they take pictures with that statue. And a lot of pictures are gewoon een beetje, weet je, tieten, of weet je, a provocative.
Crass.
Ja, crass eigenlijk.
Crass,
and I can see a statue, that's what I was also thinking. I can see a statue.
Oh, mama, kijk, een female.
With a dick out, and they're gonna be crazy photos and crazy shit. And I think, okay, for a national hero, for the honor it deserves, for the contemplation it deserves, I don't want that kind of
but I got a question,
nonsense daaromheen.
But wait a minute. But something bugs me about all of this, and we can put a pin in what I'm asking so that you can continue. Yeah. But I gotta get this out before, I'll let it go. Is this the only statue that we gotta demand?
Dat was mijn allergrootste punt with this whole discussion. So that's why I was saying forget the whole nakedness, maar afterwards, after talking to different people, I said, okay, nakedness is een punt. Maar exactly that, what you point out, is my issue. Kijk, I get so facts that now everybody's up in arms because this Tula is naked. Maar nobody, that same energy, and this is gewoon een rode draad in our show, that same energy cannot be given to us demanding a Tula in town. Only now that there is a Tula statue who is naked, are we druk aan het doen?
Right.
That no, we cannot be in town, we cannot be in this. Maar all these 50 years, we were not able to reproduce or produce our own Tula statue. These 50 years, there were no masses. Exactly, there were no masses demanding a statue of Tula in town. In fact, there have been different tegenbewegingen. So there have been different, how can we say it in English?
The different movements and counter-movements.
But not echt movement as in organized people, but there were different efforts to dissuade every little hint van, hey, we might want
lobbying.
a Tula.
Yeah, like different lobbying.
From different angles. Dus I'm like, you know what? Sit the fuck down. You never cared about Tula. We're not ready for, okay, I heard there's a Tula street somewhere in Dami, but we're not ready for a Tula school. We're not ready for a Tuna Plinchi, a Tula square. But now, all of a sudden, we have issues that he's naked. So I think that, wacht even, to finish my point.
Yeah. Go ahead,
we don't have issue with his nakedness. I think we have an issue that there's a Tula coming to town.
And you dress it in that, basically.
Exactly, undress it in that. There you go, yeah.
She did something. Yeah, look at it there. Obviously, I don't have a dog in this fight because while I've grown to love the island, I've grown to accept the island as my home and everything else, I'm nowhere as learned as I need to be when it comes to the history of the place, right? Like, you can ask me about St. Martin's Station, I could give you something there. But I can't really give you about as to the significance of this and that. So with the weight of who he is or was, and especially for being among the people and knowing the stroming of luister, people are giving lip service to him, but they're not really trying to fuck with him or what. Like, I don't know what the levels are of any of that. But that being said, I think that it's interesting when, like, for the little that I've interacted, when I'd have to talk about this type of stuff, so enslaved people, the history of the thing, even like a 30 May, lot of heavy opinions. but not a lot of substance is what I feel. Like you like I try to engage, sometimes even play devil's like advocate in certain moments or whatnot and so, and with people that I love and I respect, and I tend to come away empty is what I feel in certain conversations. You know what I mean? Is like people will tell you what they don't want. They'll always tell you what they don't want.
Especially here, we're champion in that.
They will always tell you what they don't want, but they will never tell you what the good is of a thing or what is of a thing. And that in particular when it comes to the whole issue of, again, race and culture and your place in the world, the context of it, and all of that. I have been told on multiple occasions here, why you always talking that black shit? Like,
yeah, but why is this podcast even about black shit?
Yeah, no, but I mean...
You're not talking only. The podcast, like every time it comes down to race for us.
No, because, I mean, to say Jesus
unbedoeld
Christ.
often.
No, it's like, look, we said it, we touched upon a principle last week to be able to inject some nuance into a conversation, right? I am, like, while this stuff is important to me, I'm tired of the yelling on both sides. Like, on the people that I quote-unquote ally with, side with, or whatnot, I'm tired of them yelling too. Like, I'm tired of, like, the same yelling that I made kind of mention of when we spoke about Miss Nadel, like, there's yellers all over. There's yellers within the black power kind of community too, like, as well, that only want to yell and either cause ruction or do this and don't add substance. What I would want to do is to add substance to a conversation. Is it a bad look for Homegirl to have made the statue? I think so. I think she's probably a nice artist, a nice lady. She means well, hearts with the people, that type of thing. She just wants to do the thing and whatnot. She was inspired, she made the thing, and she wanted to offer it. Okay, fine. Bad look politically. I can see that as well. But that doesn't mean that there isn't a space to have that conversation. And that doesn't mean that there isn't a space to try to, okay, then let's get a couple of things down with the people of Curaçao. No Naked Tula, but Tula, yes?
Yeah, and
yes
I
or no?
wonder...
And then yes or no?
I wonder...
How? And yes or no, is he allowed in town? That's a conversation to have, because maybe, just maybe, people feel too... Yeah, but Tula's not my hero. Yeah, because I've seen those shirts. Huh?
Then
Tula
again,
taught me, Ellis taught me. Like, okay, there's two of them apparently. Okay, fine.
See, but I agree. And inderdaad, those... I mean, she made a statue in a time that it was also difficult. You know, okay, it was wel net na 30 mei. There was a different feel in the country, but still.
There was a little bit of an antagonism.
But still.
Just a small.
It took a Dutch white lady to make. Yeah, we're surrounded by the ghost of Annabay. To make the statue. Maar in 50 jaar, in 50 years, since she made that statue, nobody made one. None of the governments commissioned one.
There you go.
En nu gaan we schreeuwen. I mean, sit the fuck down. If you are pro-Zwarte Piet, sit the fuck down. If you are talking about Mal Kabay, sit the fuck down. Of Kabay Duru, sit the fuck down. If you are talking about all the...
Christianity. Let's put something real. I know that Tyrone might be happy for me saying this, but if you're talking Christian too, then you just sit the fuck down, because that's from the white man as well.
And I want all these people who now are vehemently opposed to getting this Naked Tula in town.
Yeah.
Even just think eigenlijk critically and very honestly, what is your issue with having this Tula statue in town? I know everybody's saying, yeah, the nakedness.
Okay, but then if we dress him, let's say that because like he was a slave, so he did not have, through reasoning, one can assume he did not have suit and tie, top hat, cane.
Exactly.
He wasn't landed gentry or nothing like that. Homeboy just had his he pants, he shut, and this and that. So how could
maybe not even a shirt, maar inderdaad, pants and shirts. Simple clothing.
I would argue even to a stronger one. So I haven't seen the statue. I think I just saw like the briefest thing of a picture like in front of one. So I wouldn't fuck if I was to have a problem with that, I wouldn't fuck with the nakedness. I want to see his scars. Okay. Every pussyclat scar that he got from a whipping, from maltrata, from everything that has been documented that he had, like he had a big X on his chest, so weight fail. I want those on the statue because that's the point. You could see, like, if I take my little girl walking in town and like, oh, Papa Pima, but then she turns around and asks me, maar Papa, waarom heeft ik zoveel lijnen? And that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
That's what I would like. That's what that I would like argue for. You know what I mean? Make him a happy face, make him a sad face, make him whatever, shave his head, whatever the fuck. Them lines gotta stay. Those lines have to stay. That is non-negotiable for me in that way, because in that way, if you don't put that, you're not being true to the truth of what the thing is. And that I feel too, just to add this and then you could round off, because if this is your story, I feel that next to sex, here on Curaçao, no place else, but here on Curaçao, y'all have a really complicated relationship with history and the past. Like I can't go no further than that. You know what I mean? But y'all have a really, because everybody knows what happened, but not everybody's willing to admit and or talk about and or go into and not even like, you know, like the meta stuff, the psychological, the high-minded stuff. Just playing, dog. We were enslaved and we got mistreated. Can we?
No. I'm descendant of Indians.
But you understand what I mean? Like the minute that you could run from that.
Okay, nigga, sorry, not to make fun of people, because it's a process and everybody's in their own stuff.
But the mere fact that you could run from that. I asked my wife plain, are you black? She says, yeah, but I got Venezuela. No, I don't need the but. Are you black? No, I'm not. I'm not doing this to go throw her like under the bus and all of that. It's just she is from here, and they all do that.
No, but that's how we've been socialized.
Yeah, I'm
that's
black, but I'm
socialized.
black, but this. I'm black, but that. And I'm like, ma, I don't care. You are black. You're a black woman. That's it. We're done. There is no but on top of that. I too got roots wherever, whatever, but it doesn't matter. Like, however it comes across, it comes across. We're here now. This is the history that brought us here.
Yeah.
So why is it so hard to talk about it? You know what I mean? And
yeah,
that again, the moralization and the demonization of the whole thing around it, of just to be me, just to be who I am, and not have everything have a slant or of, oh, he's loud because he's this because he's that. I'm loud because I'm Marlo. That's it.
Yeah.
If it was white, I would be Howard Stern. I swear to God. You know.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add on top of that, love?
Yeah, I could talk about this for hours.
Yeah, we know about that.
Okay, about the statue is coming home. You have to look at the statue also in the time frame that it was created.
Yeah.
And I would say, okay, don't place him in town, seeing how much commotion it is causing, friction. Yeah. But put him in the garden of Curaçao's museum somewhere, because
a place of prominence if it can be town.
See, and because I also think this whole discussion is laying bare, letterlijk en figuurlijk, things that we need to discuss. So I think we need a place where we can see him and where
it's
that
not
can,
out of sight, it's not out of mind.
That can provoke thoughts and feelings and things that we have to work through and deal with. Coming back on the point that you said, it's something to democratization. So we need to have the discussion. Should he be in town? Should he be in dit? Should he be in dat? Hoe moet hij eruit zien? All that kind of way. Agree to a certain point. Maar I'm like, in hoeverre are we going to let the people decide? Because you also have the tyranny of the majority. And
I would even quicker say you have the tyranny.
Tyranny. Excusez-moi.
No, dude, you speak 4 languages. I speak 2. Fuck it. No, but what it is, you have also the tyranny of a vocal minority, and that's what I was worried about.
See, and
like, you know what I mean? Like more people are just. You have a small group of people. They're super loud, and everybody else just let them do what they want to do. So it feels like the majority is doing it, but it ain't always that. You know what I mean?
Maar to conclude, I say yes, we need a statue of Tula in town. Yeah. We still in Curaçao do not have a statue of Tula. And don't come tell me on Rif there is a statue of Tula. No, that is a statue that's commemorating the fight. It's not a statue of Tula. There's a statue of 3 vrijheidsstrijders at Rif. Maar okay. So yes, there needs to be a statue in town. I agree. I agree for the message that we want to portray. People need to be empowered, recognized, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Commission some Curaçao artists or a collective of Curaçao artists and let them make a new one, clothes and prima. Maar then again, then they're gonna portray him only with the pants. Yeah, but then he needs a shirt. Oh no, the slaves were not wearing this type of shirt.
There's
and
always something to hate.
Tula came from Congo, so he obviously could not have a nose this size, and his ear should be like, nee, weet je? Just, yes, we need something in town. Let somebody Curaçaoian make it, take into account our current time that we live in, but also take into account in 50 years, people will have something to say about the statue that we're placing today. Yeah. So, all met all, like, stop being weird about shit, man.
Stop being weird about shit. Nah, but we have to be weird about shit. That's where the good art comes from.
All right. Hey, guys, we're going to fuel up, and then we'll be right back.
Right back. This is really good, man. Mm-hmm. This is not bad at all. Some good stuff.
Hey, Daffy Duck or Bugs Bunny?
I don't know. It was something, dude.
Yeah.
It was something, brother. But this is something, too. Boy,
See, we're still on Annabay, still in Annabay Locker right here in Punda. I want to say if you have a party or you just need a drink, just get your Annabay fix. They have everything for every moment. They got party drinks with flavors. They got more distinguished drinks for your cigars or very difficult talks. They got drinks for happy moments.
Wow.
The birth of a child, a graduation.
Wow.
And for loafing, whatever. Wow. You can all find it here at Annabay.
Okay, so can you do my eulogy, please?
Well, that was a short man. He was loud. Rest in peace, my nigga. And I hate that word.
That's it right there. That's it right there. Hey, nah, man. Yeah, you just sold the thing. What are we jumping into? Or do I need to bring
you had a next subject.
Okay, all right. I got something, but it's a weird starting point, and you gotta kind of follow me. All right. Okay.
Last time that somebody said that, it didn't end so well. Okay.
I mean, they got lube for that, right? You know that.
Well. Tante Claudia is watching.
Hey, Tante Claudia, what's going on, sweetheart? Greetings. No, okay, so the writer's strike is going on. The writer's strike and the actor strike of Hollywood in the States is going on right now. And for most of us, believe it or not, it has, like what you were talking about in the last segment, that it has an implication. Like, even though if you don't know what's going on, but it has an implication. So, yeah. The entertainment world is ground to a halt because most of the entertainment comes from the States. So, okay, fine. But I found a weird moment of schadevrede. I haven't used that word for the season. So, no. I had a weird moment of like potential schadevrede. Let's say it like that. Okay. So, unionization and all of that is very much within leftist, socialist, some might even say Marxist theory, right? Mm-hmm. You have an organization of the proletariat, of the common man, the worker bees, who realize that they're being fucked and they want to revolt against the bourgeoisie or the people that own the means of production and whatnot, right? Okay, fine. But what was also interesting within socialist theory, Marxist theory, is that he had named certain opiates of the masses. And what he means by opiates of the masses is like things that...
Party! Carnival.
Yeah, well, things that distract...
TV.
Things that either distract... things that either distract or keep back or retard the proletariat's revolution.
Rising, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And church is one of those things too, like as well. Like church, entertainment, and all these things are like the opiate of the masses, right? Okay.
Spelen en brood is what they say in Dutch.
Right. Okay.
You have to feed them and you have to entertain them.
And then from there you keep them distracted. Okay. So how deliciously ironic is this? So let me break it down for you. The writer's strike has a lot of goodwill and a lot of traction online. It's not just Twitter. It is across the board. And on all the socials you could look at, you see people giving solidarity to the thing because people do now understand, at least from the Writers Guild, they're not rich people. These are journeymen, these are laymen, these are artisans, maybe, but even in like the artisanry, they are, and people got receipts. People are letting you see.
Wait, Marmar, what is it? The artists, so the writers and the creatives are saying they're getting paid too little?
Basically, look, streaming has kind of fucked the thing and AI has kind of fucked the thing, and they need to renegotiate.
Okay.
To put it in a really small nutshell, residuals are at stake and future earnings are at stake.
Residuals, the money that you keep getting
after you've done a project, if it's in syndication.
If it's being aired,
right.
Every time they show an episode that you wrote or that you played in or weet ik veel,
right.
You're supposed to get a cut.
Right.
Continue.
So that is what they're fighting for. But again, these are people within the entertainment industry. These are people that are, quote unquote, making the opiate of the masses. Now, the writer's strike was one thing. It started in May, like late May or whatnot, and is going on until now. But the actors' strike started recently. The actors' strike started about a week or two back.
Okay,
right?
But why were they so late to join?
Because their collective bargaining agreement was only now komt aan de beurt dan, zeg maar. Dus ze komen er allebei aan de beurt hetzelfde jaar, maar for the writers it was like in February, and for the actors I think it was in April or in May or something like that. So
maar ik heb al een probleem met dat hele gedoe.
Okay, but fine. But let me get out the schadevreugde that is kind of potential, and then we go from there, right? Yeah. So what happened? The actors are now striking as well. Now nobody film geeks and stupid heads like me know writers, and I know who wrote this and who wrote that, and you follow writers along their series or whatnot. But a lot of people, de doorsnee man weet niet welke writer welke is. People know who the actors are though. People know if Sam Jackson and if that dude from like Gilmore Girls, like Sean.
I don't know, but I saw his face on the thing. I was like, oh, hij leeft nog.
Yeah, like the brother of Lord, he's right in front of me. He's DC's new savior. Sean Gunn and James Gunn. There we go. All right, but Sean Gunn, who was of like Gilmore Girls fame and all that type of shit too. Yeah. People know these people. Yeah. People know these people, and a lot of these people, whether you like them or not, they have a hell of a platform, millions of followers, millions. Like
even
heavy.
This Gunn boy.
Yeah, like he's known in the Gilmore Girls world and the nerd world, like he's a well-known kid, right? But a lot of these actors that are on the picket line now, that are part of the Actors Guild and whatnot, so these guys got some clout. These guys got some, right? If Will Smith, no matter the bullshit behind, but if Will Smith comes and tells you, "Hey, yo, this thing is wrong." If Tom Hanks comes and tells you, "Hey, yo,
okay, Tom Hanks," then I can dig.
Yeah,
that is really wrong.
Yeah, like this shit is wrong, dog. You know what I mean? The faces that you love, enjoy, and trust, and already sort of worship as demigods, deities, whatnot. You'd want to know what panty they wear for the week and whatnot, right? And these motherfuckers in force, and especially if the production companies play hardball and want to like try to war by attrition them and all of that type of thing. So imagine for 4 months, 6 months, a year, you got like Tom Hanks and everybody who would normally you'd have to pay millions to give a message of whatever you want them to give. So you got to pay them millions to like talk about your brand or whatever the fuck. These fuckers are endorsing unionization. Unionization. Proper. Like, yo, you got to hold solidarity. You can't cross the line. You got to remember to support each other. You got to do the whole thing. Imagine that fucking story sticks. Imagine.
I don't think it's going to stick.
No, but no, so that's why I say potential. But I just had a cackle of a laugh of a thought that if the spark of revolution, the spark of socialist revolution came from one of the opiate of the masses, the Sahbar. That for me was delicious irony. Like,
say how ironic, Alanis Morissette style. Yeah.
So that is my big kicks with the whole thing. Of course, too, you want to see people live right and do well, and it's not just about the mega stars and the mega writers. You want everybody to be able to eat, and I want to enjoy shows. I want to enjoy these things and whatnot. So you want to see the thing done right. Yeah. But just that little extra for me in the back, that little, like, one of the opiate of the masses could be the catalyst for, like, UPS to properly strike now proper and get the traction that it needs for Amazon. But not even Apple,
even
dog.
But even if no other sector follows, it is all gewoon irony at its finest. And I hope that it bears fruit. I hope that it's fruitful for these people. I hope that they get their money and whatever they're striking for. Maar maybe, weet je, the thing when I said, okay, ik heb een probleem, to me is that the writers went on strike. Yeah. And actors only joined, I don't even know if they joined or if they're striking separately, only joined when it was affecting them. So the whole idea of unionization and the whole is based on solidarity. Right. And we are living in a world which is not solidaire at all. Right. Want the actors only came in when they were starting to feel the heat. Maar eigenlijk, they should have, as soon as the writers started to strike, had je moeten zeggen, listen. Want we depend on each other. Right. The writers do not have work if there are no actors. In ieder geval, the specific TV and movie writers. They don't have work if there are no actors. Right. And actors damn sure will have no work if there are no writers. Right. Dus why are the actors only joining in after that it affects their paycheck or their future?
Okay, so not defending it, and I will put a caveat on top of it too, like as well, which I'll mention after. But I've been lucky, I guess. Lucky might be a word that you want to use. But I've been able to have seen unions working. Like I know how some of the sausage is made. You know what I mean? And I could tell you that at least any decently run union is a hell of a bureaucratic process. Like, have you ever tried to get 10 friends to agree on a restaurant? Imagine having to get 200 people to agree on which terms and conditions that they want to go forward with. Yeah. Imagine having to get 2,000 people to agree on, $2,000 versus $2,001. Imagine having to get 200,000. Like, the more, like, exponentially, the more people that you add to a thing, and to get them all in one line, they all have to vote and to ratify and to this and to that and what and so. So that combined with when particular, like I said, with when bargaining agreements have come due, have become expired, or about to come due, and all of that shit, right? All those things have a thing, and so any well-run union is a lumbering beast. Is like, it moves slow and has to get its foot over here, but the foot is over here. It takes a moment, you know what I mean? So I will put that in the defense of the actors, but I will say this much, and this is the caveat, right? I was following it semi-closely about 3 weeks in to the writer's strike, and you saw it had traction and movement, and people were, if there's a villain to be had, it's the movie studios, it's not the writers, right?
Yeah.
the Actors Guild at that point, before they, let known that they were in negotiations, they made a statement. Fran Adresha, as the president, made a statement, and it was tepid. It was very tepid. It was very, like we stand, like it was very kind of middle of the road, and we stand in solidarity, but all, like hopefully cooler heads prevail. We stand in solidarity, but we got to remember the other side. Like maybe not those words, but that was the feeling, Zahma, right?
Yeah.
And I could not, like my mood whiplash was strong when you saw the speech of her, like I think it was last week or the week before, when she just condemned these motherfuckers, like, yo, these bastards are evil and they're greedy and all that, and I was like, but some of that energy could have been there just a minute ago.
Exactamundo.
But you were negotiating. That was the problem. And you don't want to piss off who that you're negotiating, supposedly. And that was my thing, is like, you knew this going in. You know that they're scumbags. Like, you know that this thing ain't fair. You know that none of this thing is going to be right or whatever.
To me, this whole thing comes down to solidarity. Listen, I get the writer's strike. Mm-hmm. I find that everybody in production, including the actors, should have been sluiting aan from the get-go. Maar het is oké. Ik ben safe, dus ik ga wel zeggen, I support you, maar niet te hard, because I don't want to piss off the other side.
Exactly.
Maar the solidarity has to go further, if you ask me. The solidarity, nee, echt.
You are slowly proving to me that you are 10 times more militant than I ever could be.
Shut up.
Gotta burn down the place. Yeah.
Fire is never the answer.
Not here.
Other forms of violence might. No, I didn't say that. No, I come in peace. Violence is never the answer.
Back up.
Maar kijk, okay, so yes, everybody in production should have been in solidarity with the writers. And so put your money where your mouth is and zeg niet, ja, we're in solidarity, but kiko. No, ga lekker op die picket fence staan, op de picket line staan.
Yeah.
Maar where it comes down now and where you can make a difference is now it comes down to the mass. Now it comes down to the viewers.
Yeah.
The viewers now have to move these big corporations to treat the people gewoon with respect
eerlijk.
And the I want to say the dignity,
right.
But for all the financial compensation that they deserve. Want het kan niet zijn that I put in all the work, I get 1 guilder and you get 1 million.
Right.
And all you did was provide the andere dingen, zeg maar.
For something that I've been following, I will say this one, and it behooves us to listen to the unions themselves like as well. That was a question that came up this week, that like people that are really on board with this and went, so how can I help? One of the first things that not even the actors, the writers said, listen, don't stop watching things. Don't stop going to the movies and so. Because at that point, and it's a weird kind of take
because
a logic.
Because then they won't get nothing at all?
Exactly.
Nee, maar how about this? This is what I was thinking.
Right.
Als je echt een social movement hebt en als je echt gewoon, you have the masses. How about, I stop my Netflix subscription. Ik stop naar de movies gaan. En dat geld wat ik toch elke maand betaal voor Netflix, je weet wat het bedrag is. En I can say, laten we zeggen, ik ga 2 keer per maand naar de movies.
Yeah.
Dat is whatever, 20 gulden of 40 gulden, whatever it is.
Right.
That money, I bundle together en ik stort het op de rekening van de union.
Nou, toch wel moeten ze wel die statement dus dan maken. Maar tot nu toe, maar ze zeggen allebei. Hè? Ze zeggen net van, ga naar de komende films dat die echt een maand uit zijn of zo. That like, because people spent the last 2 to 5 years working on a project, and if it flops, that means they never work again, even if they get the thing that they never.
Okay, maybe
right?
maybe for movies it could be different. And
right.
I would say you have to listen to the unions because they are the ones that are negotiating and wanting things. But
they say donate to the Solidarity Fund.
I would advocate for zeg op je subscription.
Right.
Donate that money to the Solidarity Fund.
Right.
Send a letter to Netflix stating, my name is so-and-so, cliënt nummer this and that. I've been a loyal customer since 2004. Nee, Netflix bestond toen niet. But since whenever they started, whenever you're a client, kijk, je hebt mijn nummer, you can look me up. And see this amount that I've been giving you all for the last, whatever, 3 years, weet ik veel. See this amount is now going to them. I will come back as a loyal. I've always enjoyed the services, and that is made because of the writers, the actors, the gaffers, the DPs, the
grips,
everybody.
Yeah, man.
I will come back if
these people are taken
seriously, and if everybody does that, seriously. Hey, Netflix
you see some shit,
and all the big networks will be on their knees like this. But that is where they're banking on. No solidarity.
No, but that was one of the Okay, so then I'll say what was said by one of the producers apparently, and I will go a little further with that too with one last point of mine. There's a lot to talk about, but I'll just end it here. You know what I mean? So it came out, an unknown source or an unmarked source within the producers said that, hey, yo, we just got a war of attrition, these people. And when they start to lose their homes and whatnot, they're going to learn to go behave. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what was said, right? Once we starve them out, then that's, then is when things are going to be good. We just got to hold on, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I find, like I said, writers top writers make a good amount of money. A top writer could make 6 figures, maybe 7 figures in a year, depending on series and placement and all that type of shit and so and so. But a top writer ain't got nothing on a top actor, right?
Yeah, close.
And I had dropped a post on Facebook, and I stand by it. It's like, this is a wonderful opportunity if the actors are truly, solidaire, they're there with each other, one and so and so. Them niggas gotta, in my head, you either gotta be cutting $1 million check every month, or you gotta be like, yo, I'm gonna rent out a building, or we gonna rent out a building and everybody go sleep here, or some shit. You gotta be able to take care of your little brothers now.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to take care of your little brothers, your little sisters.
That's what I said. Without one, you won't have the other. Right. And of course, it also counts for the bigger ones. Inderdaad. So, and Samuel L. of a Will, for them it's nothing. Inderdaad, to shell out $1 million,
dude. Or even come together come together, get a building, or get something going on where just we're at war, where I'm funding the war fund now.
No, but
and that's it. You don't need me and my $10. While I would do it, but you don't need me and my $10. Homeboy and homegirl that are yo, they got Bugattis in the fucking thing. I want to sell off a couple of them. See what you can do with that. You check what I mean?
Yeah, but you don't even have to be that drastic. You don't have to be that drastic.
No?
You only need the top 10 actors, the top 20 actors of the popular Netflix, Hulu, and the grote movies. Let them talk to the dingen. What are the production houses gonna do without them? Yeah, okay, you have other actors, hopefully they're striking, who can fill the void.
Right.
But if the big ones say, hey, listen, weet je, we've all profited long enough of these poor people. Right. If they put their foot down, I want to see what the bigger production houses are gonna do. Denk je dat het geen effect heeft if alle $1 million earning actors say, hey, listen guys, dit kan zo niet langer.
Yeah.
I
will add this one last one too. This one last one. And this is a principle thing. This is just me being with you, being with the camera, being with the audience, being with everybody, right? I started this podcast with one idea in my head. No longer do I have to go begging to a TV station or a radio station or whatnot to make my own thing. Because of the democratization of both technique and camera and ability to post and all those type of things, I don't need nobody. You know what I mean? I don't have to go begging, zeg maar. I don't have to convince somebody to put their chips on me.
We beg for drinks every week.
Yeah, we do, but we don't beg. We work for it. There's a difference, right? But that being said, I'm genuinely curious as to how many of what is the fallout of this going to be, good or bad? Like, I'm wondering if more independent, like you already got like channels like Omeletto and Waitik Phil that make like short movies that show them on YouTube, right? You got Nebula, which is for like a small amount of money, and like Mubi and them type of things that where you can see new films, new content, a lot of shit, right? That is Hollywood level, that is properly done, that has meaning, that has thought, that has artistry, all that shit.
Yeah.
I am waiting for that moment where somebody's like, you know what? Fuck Hollywood, dog. I am waiting on that moment for somebody like, you know what? I'm gonna put my next big soap opera or Waitik Phil on YouTube, on Vimeo, on Waitik Phil, where the gatekeepers don't hold you hostage no more, and you can find a way to monetize, you can find a way to turn it around, get your sponsorship, get you this, get you that. I am a big proponent of that. I don't know if it's going to work, but I would love to see it.
I feel it will just turn out to be another Hollywood.
Ja, toch?
Want kijk, hebben ze niet nu net ook de Twitter... Facebook launched a Twitter type of thing?
Threads.
Precies.
And it's not Facebook, it's Meta.
Yeah, whatever.
It's Meta.
That's the Zuck.
It's Meta. The Zuck. Zuck sucks. Holy shit, we got a shirt. Zuck sucks. There we go. Nah, but anyway.
You will replace one thing with another. And I think a lot of platforms start with good intention. And because you start some platforms start out of necessity and out of ideals, out of principles.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you cannot eat principles, you cannot live off ideals. So at a certain point, you need to get paid.
You need to get paid.
And then there are only a couple of modaliteiten, so a couple of modules, ways to get paid. Dus aan het eind van de dag, you're gonna come to, I think, a new Hollywood eigenlijk weer.
Yeah, so because money is a fucking thing.
Doom and gloom.
Doom and gloom? Nah,
Still
man.
doom and gloom.
Dog.
And you get doom. And you get gloom. And you get doom and gloom. Nee, echt. I need to stop drinking these fruity drinks because
these delicious rums is what you're talking about.
It's not good for me,
dude. This is your season with the rums, man. Like you've always been. I
know
woman.
I'm a rum girl, but
holy shit, they're a little too good.
They're too good.
They're a little too good.
They're too good.
Does the ending story? Does like the ending is a cap for it, or is there more to add?
Laten we voor een keertje gewoon een semi-korte show hebben. How about that?
So then let's do that. Hey guys, we've been here. We've done the thing. 3 segments in, 3 segments out. All the drinks have been drank. And we're
Not
happy.
really, but we'll continue when the camera's off.
The shout-outs to Annabay for having us. Shout-outs to the Annabay crew. Shout-outs to our guests too so far, man. Like, it's been good. It's been good.
Yeah.
Like, and the Ye and Yayo Hines, like it's been good so far, and I can't wait to have another one. Foreshadowing. Yeah.
See, Marlo is real excited for the next guest, so be sure to tune in to see who Marlo is really making a fuss about.
Yeah, toch?
And with that, Marlo is gonna sign off.
Yeah, man. Yo, my name is Marlo Brown.
Denise Fiber.
We were
The Drunken Monks.
We out.